I believe that there are two correct ways to do this video. There's one way I could do it in which I would watch this video and I would laugh at the women and I would poke fun at the women and it would just be a thing. And I think I'd probably upset more people than I'd make laugh with it. I don't know. I do that very often, and I don't want to do that. I want to do it the other right way, right? I want to take this as an opportunity to enlighten you ladies out there. At work, I got my molding position. I don't know if I told you guys that or not. I got my molding position. I got it, started Monday. I've completed my first full week. My arms are tired, but for the most part, I'm pretty good. So we'll see how it goes going forward, but everything seems to be a-okay right now. I love the new position. Being trained by a girl, that should make many of you giggle, especially during the course of this video. But nevertheless, and she's very nice, and she's very good at her job. She's a very good trainer. So, yeah. I think this is a golden opportunity to point out the sickness that all of you women have. Now, I understand that in the past, I have said such a generalization, and it came off an error, and I clarified with, it applies to the women I know, right? All of the women I know, blah, blah, blah. Now, when I say all of you women have this sickness, I don't mean all of you women I know. Well, I do mean all of the women I know, but I also mean all of you that I do not. I am including every single woman in this. You all have a certain sickness. Now, I want you to take a moment to relax. I want you to understand this isn't personal. I'm trying to help you, right? Listen to what I'm going to try my very best to be very deliberate with the words that I say in the course of this entire video, right? I'm going to explain a lot. So strap in, right? It's going to take a while. Because I don't want to have to do a second video on this. I want to have all the answers or questions answered so that any comments I get will be the sickness and I won't have to address it because I'm already addressing it, right? I want to do this one video on this because there's other fucking shit I want to do this weekend. I don't want to do a fucking trilogy of goddamn women in the sickness, right? So I'm going to explain a whole lot. It's going to be a very long video. I might not be able to stream today. No, I'm going to be able to. Fuck that shit. I'm going to stream today. I'm going to shit. Anyways, going on. I'm very nervous to do this. You have to understand something here. You have to understand I'm very nervous to do this. Alright. God, this is falling apart. This is going off the rails. This is fucking terrible. I need to reshoot this. But I'm not gonna. I'm gonna power through. I'm gonna take a deep breath. It isn't a coincidence, I think, that I got my new molding position, which has allowed me to listen to my headphones again. I don't think it's a coincidence that I completely flaked out on recording new music, put on my fucking Walkman, so I have new things to listen to instead of all the shit that I've listened to a million fucking times already, right? And so the first couple of days, I just listened to random. And I wound up listening to a Black Phillip show, right? I don't think any of this is coincidence. I think this is all leading up to this video. I see a lot of destiny here, right? I think there can be a lot of good, at least for the women in my audience, and honestly, that may be enough. I don't know. But I want to try and cure the sickness that is in women. Now, the best way I have found, coincidentally enough, I learned this through the fucking show that I listened to, right? The best way that I have found to point out the sickness to women, right, is to do it as a friend. If a woman's being sick in front of you, you can't look at her and go, "You're being sick. You gotta stop. This shit doesn't work," right? They don't recognize it that way. You got to get them to see it first. You can't do that shit right out of the gate. Yeah, it's years of training to teach a woman to recognize the sickness before she'll be able to recognize it in herself. Are you out of your fucking mind? Because it's an emotional sickness of the mind. It's so fucked up. Anyways, so the best way to point out the sickness is when other women are being sick. And it's blatantly obvious that they're just being sick. And you can't deny it. Because you're looking at those crazy bitches going, well, I ain't like those crazy bitches, but yeah, I see what you're talking about. Right? And at least that's a step. At least that's a step in the right direction. You know, it's good. It's good. So that's what we're going to try and do here. But first, I have to tell you why this video makes me so nervous. Patrice O'Neal is a man that I hold in very high regard. He's a brilliant comedian. A brilliant comedian. And he is, I actually regard him as one of the greatest philosophers of our time. Right? To hear the way that he explains things is just, it's unbelievable. I really got sucked into the cult of Patrice, the cult of Black Phillip especially. And, God damn it, I am in a cult. Ohio itself is not a cult, but there are a lot of cults in Ohio. Anyways. So, Patrice, unfortunately, Patrice has passed on. So, we've lost that. We've lost that. And I'm certainly not trying to say that I can in any way fill his shoes. He was 6'5". That's ridiculous. I'm merely 6 feet tall. There's no way I could fill his shoes. But I received the message. I want to be an apostle of Patrice, and I want to continue to spread the message now that he is gone. So I am attempting to do that. And I believe this is, I've alluded to it before, but this is going to be the first time that I'm actually going to be pointing out sickness in its full flare-up. And I think it's necessary for you to understand where I'm coming from. I think you need to hear the words of the man himself. And thank God for you two, because we will have them forever. And it is an honor to expose those of you who have never heard of Patrice before. It is an honor to expose you to him and his brilliance. I want you to pay attention to what he's saying. Alright? And I want you to just take it all in. Turn your mind off. And just listen to what he's saying. Stop the movie. And just listen to what he's saying. Alright? Here we go.
You think he wants to see you every day? This face? Just look at her face. It's just like a stroke victim. It's just, can you imagine if I'm your man and I have to be with, like, I'm trying to disco dance to make your life better? I'm sorry, say that again? Go ahead.
You have to make me laugh.
No, don't even go, That's what I knew she was gonna say. That's the face she has. And that's what you deal with. That's what she has to add. You have to make me laugh. Who's gonna make your miserableness? That's not my job to pull your misery from inside your gut. I don't know what happened to you. I can't make the things you're still dealing with from when you were 6 come out in laughter. And this is why, she's not, this is women. You have movies in your head that only star you, directed by you. Everybody else is laughing and she goes, you have to make me laugh. The fact that laughter's contagious should help you dead on the inside. That's you. Stop it. You don't know what you're talking about. She does. Look at that face. She knows. Don't get mad. I'm just saying, you need to stop being so wrapped up. But that's like he's seeing, you're auditioning for him to be your man at some point. This guy is a nice guy. He actually... You know how fast I would get rid of her as a friend? I would throw something in the garbage just so I can blame her for stealing it. I'd be like, hey, bitch, my watch was right here. I put it right here, bitch. You stole from me, ho. It's like I could never talk to her again.
Alright, so we're gonna watch this video together, and I'm going to point out the sickness. It's going to be very apparent, just as I'm sure it was in that clip. So here we go.
Felicity, is your blood boiling?
Yes, I'm almost so angry I can't talk, actually.
But are you just moaning all the time?
Well, that's one of those things about one of those criticisms, right? It's like saying somebody can't take criticism. It's very difficult to come back from that.
Yeah.
So she sets that up brilliantly. I will say that. It's like saying somebody can't take criticism. How do you come back from that? Right? Now, there is a way to come back from that, right? You can attack the criticism's point of view or whatever, perspective, logic, strain, whatever it is you need to unravel that criticism as being nothing but bullshit, right? It should be exceedingly easy to do, considering you're of the opinion that that opinion is bullshit, right? Should be easy then. What does she do? Let's let sickness take over and speak for her. Listen.
Answer for it. That's great.
I haven't got an answer about being entitled and overweight.
You don't?
Well, no, I think being entitled is blaming your lack of relationship success on an entire nation of...
Now, let's get one thing straight. Just from the evidence that we see in front of us, all right? On the bottom ticker, it says dating guru. Guru is generally considered a master of something, right? In certain regions of the world. So, he's a guru in dating, right? Now, he's on the news, right? I've said a lot of fucking shit about women. I've said a lot of fucked up shit about women, right? I'm not on the news talking about it. Why? We've both done the same thing. Why? Because, obviously, he's got an audience big enough where the news is calling him and wanting to get him on their show to talk about what he has said about dating. Alright? So you have to figure this man has had some degree of success as a dating guru. Right? And she just flat out assumes that he's had problems with dating women in Britain, and that is why he is saying the things that he is saying. Because he is upset because he can't get pussy. The man's job is to get pussy. And not only that, but to teach other people how to do it. And he has enough success at it that you have him on your news program to talk about it. You see the sickness?
Women.
I was very successful in England, very, very successful, but I noticed that every time I saw a beautiful woman and went to talk to her, where are you from? Oh, Sweden. Oh, Russia.
There's
oh,
no
the
beautiful
Ukraine.
women in the UK.
No, there are.
There's that sickness again. It can't be. There are beautiful women in Britain, but usually whenever I would see a beautiful woman on the streets, I would find out they were foreign. It can't just be that. It has to be, so there's no beautiful women in Britain. There's that sickness. You're not listening to what he's saying. She's directing the movie in her head. And he's saying there's no beautiful women in Britain. That's his line. He's not saying that. He's not saying her lines. She's not paying attention to that. You see it?
Oh,
I
for
think
sure.
that's
A lot of them are foreign.
You see, she even threw in, that's kind of racist. You see it?
In London, and it's just comparatively, there are way more in Russia. So, you know, you walk down Oxford Street, you see a few beautiful women, many of them are foreign. You walk down the equivalent street in Moscow, it's like, my God, you know, they're everywhere.
Now, I will say that Russian women are very attractive. You know? Just saying. And I will say that many British women that I've seen are not. Many Russian women I've seen are not. I've seen a lot of attractive Russian women. Just throwing that out there.
Do you think there were any other reasons why you weren't particularly successful with British women?
See that? There it is again. You think that possibly the reason why you weren't successful in doing your job, that clearly you do well enough that we have you on the news talking about it.
When you were
I was
looking
very
for
successful,
dates,
like I said.
But you've just said that most of the women that you were attracted to were foreign. So, you know, telling women that you're potentially going to date that they're entitled, overweight and moan all the time...
I wasn't telling them that at the time, obviously.
May not.
Now she's presuming to think that he would fucking meet a British woman and tell her about how she's entitled and overweight, and that would be his pickup line. How fucking stupid does that sound to you? Does that sound like maybe she's sick in the head? That maybe her emotions are ruling her thought process to the point that she would fucking even think that that is a reasonable question to even ask? Like, really? It's a ridiculous question. Ridiculous in every way. Why would you even ask that? Certainly he doesn't do that. That would make him bad at his job. Which would mean you wouldn't be talking to him. You see the sickness?
May not be the most successful chat-up line.
It's not one I would recommend, but
No.
it was. This is like a process of my experience. I was in the UK until 2009. Then I travelled a lot. I've been to 60 countries. You know, I went to Brazil. They're very nice. I went to Scandinavia. Denmark's got very beautiful women. But when I went to Russia, I found the whole package: the looks, the character, everything.
Now, that's all he's saying. There's many different people in many different places. Many of them have certain qualities. But in Russia, I found that more women have all of the qualities that I would look for in a woman. And that many guys would look for in a woman. That's all he's saying. That's it. But they don't ever attack that statement. They tell him about how much luck he didn't have with women. Because they have no good answer. Because there is no good answer. Because what he is saying is pretty fucking plausible on the face of it. But you can't address that. You gotta let that sickness do the talking for you.
Your mother's English, right?
Yes, she is.
So does she also qualify as unattractive, stupid, entitled and the rest of it, or is she an exception?
Now this is where it gets to be the lesson for the men. So ladies, if you want to put your man in the room, you have him watch this part. Pierce has got a white knight for the lasses right here, and it's very sad. It's pitiful, actually. Essentially what he just said is, are you willing to say that your mother is all of these things and insult her on national TV? Or are you going to chicken out and say that you're wrong in what you're saying? How do you win in that situation? You fucking can't. It's a trap question. It should be disregarded entirely. I would go, that's a trap question. I'm disregarding it entirely. And then I would explain to him what I just explained to you. And I'd sit there and go, like, if you want to do a real interview, let's do a real interview, but that's kind of childish.
No, but she lives out there with me, and she agrees.
Your mother agrees that all English women are awful, even though she's an
she
English
agrees
woman.
that they're better out there.
Right.
She says they're lovely, honest people, kind, and there's beautiful women everywhere.
I think you're just peddling like a really dangerous, like stereotypical view of beauty.
A dangerous stereotypical view of beauty. Oh, be careful, ladies. If you're stereotypically beautiful, it could be dangerous.
That is just so damaging for women and men.
Oh my god, you gotta stop doing that shit. Fucking, I'm gonna play it again so that you can hear it in context, or out of context, so you can hear exactly what it is that I'm trying to say.
Just so damaging for women and men.
So damaging for women and men. It's what makes you unattractive.
Complain to Victoria's Secret. You know, if you like those kind of women, then that's what you'll find in Russia. If you don't like that kind of women, then of course
See, for instance, one of my friends, he likes a thicker lass. I do not share that point of view. So, you know, and I would honestly say that really amongst all of my friends, I don't think any of us have even, well, somewhat similar in some cases, but honestly, we all kind of have different preference in what we like in a girl. So, you know, I don't know, but if you like that certain type of girl, apparently she's in Russia. So, hey, what are you gonna do? That's all he's saying. You know.
And I meet guys that
shop?
have all kinds of different tastes, right? I meet guys that have tastes that don't coincide with mine at all, and that's fine. But for guys that, you know, like that stereotypical beautiful woman, that's where you will find it.
Profiling people by where they come from. Do you?
I have concern about that. I have a concern about the fact that you think all British women are overweight.
Says the lady. Then honestly, I can't stop staring at her little paunch every time it goes to that wide shot of her. I mean, come on, let's just fucking be realistic here. Like, that's kind of a ridiculous statement.
Not all, obviously.
I mean, actually, more British, statistically, if we're talking about the obesity problem in the UK, which is a slightly different debate, but actually more British men are overweight.
Well, Richard,
See, it isn't actually in any way a similar debate. It's actually completely different, because now you're just bringing men into it, and we're not fucking talking about men, are we? We're talking about women in Britain and women in Russia. So it has fuck all to do with the discussion. But you can't help yourself but to try and bring men into it and say, well, men are no better. Yeah, oh yeah, well, you know. He's not talking about that. Why are you? Because you're sick.
there are 3 English women here. Are they all fat, entitled, stupid? I mean,
I don't know them.
What's your view of the women?
You don't know them.
See, again, are you willing to insult the 3 female hosts, or the female host, co-host, and the guests? Fucking man, are you willing to insult all of these women on live TV, or recant and say that you're wrong? It's just like, how does anybody even take that seriously? Really?
Well, Richard, just cast your expert eye over the women at this desk, for example.
I think that would be rude. I'd like to.
Let's hear you be brutally honest.
Yeah, let's just fucking do it. Why not? Let's just sit here and insult all the women. I'll point at her fucking gut hanging out, and I'll fucking say some shit about how she's old and she's fucking hot and quiet, which is awesome. Like, really? You think I'm gonna do that on live TV? Come the fuck on, man!
Well, I don't want to be baited into insulting.
You've got 3 women.
I've got respect for the women.
You've got no respect for English women.
Pierce, you have no respect for English women. Why would you want him to insult them on live TV so vehemently that now you're calling him a coward for fucking not doing it? What's wrong with you, sir?
That's the whole point.
I'm generalising.
You have 0 respect for English women. You are a repulsive individual.
I've got respect for many
come on here,
British women.
and when you're actually confronted by smart, intelligent, beautiful women, you can't deal with them, can you?
See, this shit doesn't get you laid. He's dealing with them just fine. They're fucking going apeshit. he's very much in control. He's relaxed this whole fucking interview. Like, there's some tense moments where he's very nervous because he's like, oh my god, they're fucking attacking the shit out of me. Like, but come on, man. Like, he's got his shit together. What are you? You're screaming, dude. This white knight shit, man, it doesn't work. It doesn't get you pussy. Like, whatever. Pierce, I imagine Pierce is married and whatnot. But I'm just saying, this kind of shit for you men, this behavior, you're encouraging the sickness. You're helping it spread. You need to stop that shit. You are the source of the sickness, my friend. Because you allow it to exist. Stamp that shit out by going, look at these crazy bitches. Now stop when you do that shit.
Of course I can. I'm dealing with
Well,
everyone.
go on, then say what you want to say.
I
To
don't
their
wanna
faces.
I want to tell you that the women are more beautiful in Russia.
Right.
Shock, you know, and they're very nice. They're great, honest,
So they
intelligent
don't tell
women.
you that you're an idiot for thinking those things. Is that what you call nice?
Who's they?
What, Russian women
Do you speak
don't
Russian?
tell you?
Yeah,
You do, fluent Russian.
ish.
So they can't really understand a word you're saying, can they?
See, now we're assuming that these Russian women are telling him what an idiot they think he is. And we're assuming that he can't speak fucking Russian, so he can't understand anything they're saying anyway, so no wonder he gets so much Russian pussy? Like, Huh?
Did your wife even know what you were saying when you seduced her?
She speaks perfect English, and I
Yeah.
speak very good Russian.
Right. Do you?
Yeah, yeah.
Go on then.
Я говорю по-русски, моя жена стоит там.
What's that? My
Она
name
очень
is
красивая.
Dick and I want to marry you. Did it?
Exactly, yeah.
Right.
It's really just pitiful. It's sad.
Who are the men that you're helping who currently, these hugely attractive
question.
men who are highly intelligent?
You hear that shit? You hear it? The sickness? These extremely attractive men that are so intelligent. It's a sickness. She's assuming that these guys are all fucking losers. The dude's on the news. Come on.
And want to have successful, committed relationships. How come these incredible men are not finding women here in the UK?
Because apparently, on average, they're fat and unattractive.
I'm a dating coach. I've been doing it for 11 years. I've got successful companies, turned over $50 million. We've got 1 million website visitors a month. These guys are listening to me. They want my advice. And a lot of them are very unsatisfied. And the guys that have come and visited me in Eastern Europe, in Russia, are like, wow, you know, this is like a breath of fresh air.
Man seems to have credentials. I don't know.
As I said, many men are going to be really happy with English women. That's great.
Can I just
For
say-
the men that are unsatisfied, they can listen to me, they can take my advice, and they might end up very, very happy. That's my job.
I think, like, you're suggesting that there's a cheat's way to being confident and right with yourself.
Now it's a cheat's way of being confident and right with yourself. Not a way to find attractive women that have good personality. Which is what he's actually saying, but again, she's listening to the movie in her head that fucking she's directing, and you see it? Sickness.
And that cheat's way is to just move abroad. And in order to be, like, available in a relationship, you just have to do the hard work to feel right with yourself and be able to, like, show love to people and receive love.
Yeah, but it shouldn't have to be hard work. If you genuinely get along with somebody and you really like them and they're not a fucking piece of shit in your life, you should be able to just get along with them. Like, you should just get along with them. You know? Like, I have a lot of male friends. I can't honestly think of the last time I had a for real argument with any of them. Like, there have been incidents where things have been fucked up, but, you know? Even that, we're kind of like, well, that was fucked up, but what are we gonna do? You know, like, so, and I'm still single. So it's not as if I have problems dating women or anything like that. It's just, I have problems staying with women because they're sick, and I just can't fucking deal with it. Like, there you go.
Like, there's not a cheat way. You don't just move to another country and
if you're
everything's fine.
healthy, you know, vegan, yoga
You know what,
buddy,
Richard,
then
there's the
probably
bottom
you're
line.
going to find more people
Richard,
like
here's the
that in
bottom
LA.
line.
People are different all over the world.
I think
See, Pierce decided that he wanted to talk over a brilliant fucking point. The man said, if you're a vegan yoga person and you want to find that type of person, you probably want to move to California. Right? But if you want to have traditionally beautiful women that have good personalities, apparently he's found a surplus of them in Russia. But it's his opinion, and it's the type of women that he's interested in. Right? So if you're not into that shit, there's pockets of certain types of women all over the world. And you have to find where the women are that you want if you want to find the type of woman that you want. That's his message, pure and simple. And apparently, there's a lot of fat, ugly women in fucking Britain. Not surprising. There are a lot of fat, ugly women in the U.S. too. But, hey, you know, somebody's going to love them. There's a lid for every pot. Somebody's out there for everybody. I've just chosen to fucking not want to bother with whoever the hell it is that I'm supposed to find because, God, I hate women so much.
You are right to seek your future in Russia, because I think the chances of you ever having sex in this country again are zero. But it's been
but you're married. Why would you say that?
It's been fascinating having you.
See, isn't that beautiful? How Pierce is so stupid that he went so far as to fucking bring him and the other chick essentially together on at least one issue at the end of the fucking segment. You know, well, you're never gonna get laid in Britain again, buddy. And he's like, I'm married. God. Then they talked about his wife. My God, like. It's that sickness, you know? Pierce sits around all those women all day. He's got that sickness. And he's a liberal fucking guy. He's got that sickness too. It isn't just a women thing. But it is that women's sickness. Because you all have it. Some men have it. Most men don't. All of you have it. You all have that sickness one way or another. Somebody says something a little bit critical, maybe cutting too close to home. You didn't like how it fucking felt when you said that because, oh my God, they were so right. So you just fucking lash out with this sickness. It just takes over your fucking brain and you just start saying ridiculous shit that doesn't even make any sense. And then you all sit there and cheer each other on, and it's laughable. You just look silly. So, I don't know. Maybe there's at least one woman out there that's like, oh no, I'm sick. And maybe she'll take it as the medicine that this is. It's medicine. Medicine isn't supposed to taste good. It's how you know it's medicine. It's how you know it's working. It's just medicine. And you just gotta fucking plug your nose and take it. Oh, there's a lot of innuendo in that one. But anyways, fucking, you know, hey, I'm just trying to help people. I see it as an issue. Because I see it in my everyday life. You think guys don't complain about their women to other guys? It happens all the time. And you know what I generally hear about? The sickness. And I tell them, she's sick. And you need to help her get better. So you need to find some crazy bitch that is displaying the same sickness that she's displaying to you. And you need to get her on your side about how she's a crazy bitch. And look at that crazy bitch. And it's easy. You guys love hating on each other. Because you think that that somehow makes you more appealing for some reason. And it fucking doesn't. Because we all know it's a lie. You're all sick. So you sit there and you go, look at that crazy bitch. You see that? The fucking shit that she does? And then she'll go, yeah, that's a fucking crazy bitch. And you sit there and laugh about how she's a crazy bitch. And then you wait. You don't fucking call it out right then and there. What are you, stupid? You wait until she's doing the same sickness that that other crazy bitch was doing when you guys were laughing at the crazy bitch. And you go, you want to hear a funny story? One time I was out with my girlfriend and me and her saw this crazy bitch that's doing the same thing you're doing right now. And we laughed about what a crazy bitch she was. And you just let that shit sink in. She's gonna get pissed and she's gonna yell at you, and you just sit there and take it and let her fucking wear herself out, and then she'll get angry and not want to talk anymore, which is great, which means she'll sit there and think. And maybe something will click somewhere and she'll go, fuck, yeah, I'm sick. And maybe she'll want help. Who knows? But it's our fault, man. It's all our fault. The reason why women are sick. Because we don't look at them and go, you're sick. You gotta stop being sick. Just trying to help people get along. Trying to help women understand that this is going on. That this is a thing. That you're not thinking rationally. And that when you do that, you become very unappealing. We may love you, but we may not like you a whole lot. Generally, when we start to love you, that's when we stop liking you. I don't know. I tried my best to help. Maybe this will resonate, like I said. Maybe not. I don't know. I'm just trying to help here. I'm trying to help. This is all coming from a place of love. I'm not trying to be an asshole. We're laughing at the crazy bitches. Right? I just don't have the time to wait for you guys to be crazy bitches so that I can fucking go there. You're sick. I'm giving this as a tool for you to do this on your own. This is self-help. Here's your medicine. Just... This used to be me. A sad, sad puppy. No food in the fridge, holes in my pillowcase, and all out of... Recently, things have been going great. You all have helped me out a lot. Now I have a fridge full of takeout, new pillowcases, and let's be honest, I'm never out of... But the reason that things have changed around for me like that is because I've had a lot of pressure taken off of me for buying stuff for making videos for you guys. You guys helped me buy a new capture box when my old one broke. You helped me buy a new PC when the other one turned into poop. And you helped me get to Perfect Circle concerts so that I could share that experiences with you guys. Recently I've kind of had to change the way I do things, but I found another way. You can find me on Maker's Support. I'll have a link in the description, and if you'd like to donate money to keep this sort of thing going, then that's where you can do it. Thank you very much. Have a good day. I hope you have fun. Bye.